We've done every other country in West Africa, so now where do you want to go? And welcome back to Cliffieland. This is weekend country number 174 in our second attempt of cooking the food of every single country in the world. Tonight we're up to the nation of Togo. Togo, a long, thin, narrow strip of a nation, is located in West Africa on the Atlantic Ocean, is bordered and surrounded technically by Benin, Ghana, and Burkina Faso, and it is a beautiful country with a delicious cuisine. You're going to find a lot of dishes involving fish along the seashore, as well as bushmeat in the interior regions. There's a lot of overlap between the dishes of the neighboring nations, which we'll talk about in just a minute, as well as dishes involving cassava, red palm oil, which is a must when you're cooking food of this region, as well as locally grown greens and pulses and plantains. One of the interesting wrinkles is that in Togo, the traditional starch, instead of it being rice as it is in most other nearby nations, in this case it's corn, which is an interesting little tidbit. Now, in deciding what to cook for the nation of Togo, we had to face up to the fact that we've actually cooked every other country in the region, this being the last one alphabetically speaking. Of course, we had to deal with this all last time around, so let's see things how went when we tried things then. Well, 5 years ago on the Global Cooking Challenge, I got to cook over one night on the nation of Togo. That's because, like I said, we've done every other country in West Africa. We've done delicious peanut stews and soups, much like the really wonderful one we cooked back when we did the food of Ghana. There are a lot of great meat stews like we did for Burkina Faso, and there are a lot of dishes involving yams, and that we already cooked when we cooked the food of Benin. Fufu, which is a mashed starch porridge of sorts, is a favorite across pretty much all of sub-Saharan Africa, and about the last time we did that, I think, is when we cooked the food of Guinea, which was really delicious. But this time we were only going to cook on one night, and I wanted to do something that was kind of specifically Togolese. So we cooked a grilled Togolese chicken, and we served that with a delicious Togolese cornmeal cake. They both came out really great. In fact, the chicken was so good I was mad that I didn't have enough for leftovers. So we're going to fix that this time. This is the point where we have to see what go into tonight's two dishes.
First, for our grilled Togo chicken, we'll need 10 pieces of chicken. Legs and thighs are my favorite. You can also use breasts, bone in and skins on. 2 tablespoons of freshly grated ginger root. 8 to 10 large cloves of garlic, peeled and crushed. 2 tablespoons of red palm oil. Salt to taste. Black pepper to taste. Cayenne pepper to taste. And 1 very large onion, peeled and sliced into thick rings. And then for our Togolese tomato cornmeal cakes, we'll need 2 cups of cornmeal, 4 large cloves of garlic peeled and crushed, 1 teaspoon of freshly grated ginger root, 1 medium-sized onion peeled and minced, 2 tablespoons of red palm oil, this is a must-have ingredient, 15 ounces of canned chopped tomatoes, 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, salt and pepper to taste, and 4 cups of chicken broth. Vegans can substitute vegetable broth.
That looks really good. A bonus is that it's one of the shorter prep times for the nations that we've cooked so far. Of course, one of the downsides is that you have to marinate that chicken overnight, which involves a bit of prep the night before, which is kind of a drag, but it's really worth it. Also, in regards to the red palm oil. Red palm oil is really a must if you're cooking the food of West Africa. However, the cultivation of red palm oil is one of the most unsustainable things that are happening on the planet, and one of the main sources for deforestation and climate change in the region. Ergo, if you're going to get yourself some red palm oil, please make the sensible choice and find sustainably sourced red palm oil, because that's better for everyone. Okay, we've had our little disclaimers. Now we need to see how the cook goes. Let's get going.
The night before cooking, prepare the seasoning marinade. In a mixing bowl, combine the salt, black pepper, cayenne pepper, garlic, ginger, and the red palm oil. Place the chicken pieces in a very large mixing bowl, pour the marinade over them, toss and rub the pieces, making sure they are covered well all over. Cover the bowl, or if you have a 1-gallon sized plastic freezer bag, put the chicken and the marinade in it and zip it locked up tight. This is even better. And allow it to sit and marinate for at least an hour. Longer is better and overnight is best. On your cooking day, heat a grill to medium heat, or if roasting in an oven, heat your oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Grill or roast the chicken, basting occasionally with the extra marinade, turning the pieces over once. Cook until the skins are a rich, deep golden, almost blackened color, and the juices run clear. This would be about 30 to 35 minutes, being sure not to overcook the meat. Note, chicken breasts will cook more quickly. When the chicken is nearly getting done, toss the onion rings on the grill or in the baking pan. Serve with grilled onion rings, sliced fresh tomatoes, and some Togolese cornmeal cakes. In a skillet or saucepan, heat the red palm oil over medium-high heat. Then add the garlic, ginger, and onion, and saute until softened and fragrant, about 5 to 7 minutes. Then add in the tomatoes and the tomato paste and stir. Adjust the heat to a gentle simmer and cook the mixture for about 15 minutes until a thick sauce forms. This breaks down the tomatoes and melds all the flavors together. Remove 1 cup of the mixture and reserve it to serve as a dipping sauce. Then pour the chicken stock into the remaining seasoned tomato sauce mixture. Then gradually whisk in the cornmeal. Keep whisking while slowly adding in the cornmeal until it is all incorporated and the mixture is very smooth. Simmer the mixture for about 10 minutes until nicely thickened. The cornmeal will be specked with bits of onion and tomato, and serve hot.
How did that all turn out? Well, it was absolutely delicious, with one small hiccup, which was more of a me problem, of course. But let's get started with those cakes. The cakes, or the cornmeal cakes, weren't really cakes, and that's kind of a me problem, because I either added too much liquid, or I didn't let it reduce enough, or I didn't have the temperature high enough. Therefore, it was really more of a porridge than a cake. It didn't hold together. But the flavor was really there. That was really wonderful, and I'm glad I did that. That one gets 4 out of 5 globes. If I tried it again and got the texture just right, I'm sure it would be even better. But we need to get to that grilled chicken, because that was stupendous. Absolutely incredible. One of the best chicken dishes I've done. It was so terrific. I ate more than I should have on the first night, and even had fewer leftovers, which I hogged for myself the next day too, because it was really that good. Of course, if I was doing this traditionally, I'd be doing it out on a grill somewhere outside, but we don't have that, and I didn't want to make the smoke alarm go crazy with trying to grill that indoors. So I did do the oven roast, but even then it was really great. The onions were caramelized perfectly. It was really nice. Gonna give that one 5 out of 5 globes. No big surprise there. So that was really, really great. Thank you again, West Africa. You score. I love you guys so much. I love your food. Everyone needs to be aware of this. As always, if you're interested in the actual dishes from any of these nations, please be sure to seek out actual people from the actual countries doing it the actual traditional way. But I'm glad that I got a chance to do this for one last time, alphabetically speaking. I'll be doing this plenty on my own after all this. But tune in next time when we head back to the South Pacific to have the really incredible food of the nation of Tonga. See you then. Also, remember, these are not my original recipes. Links to the original recipes and their authors can be found in the About section. If you have any thoughtful feelings or helpful suggestions about what I'm doing, feel free to sound off in the comments here. If you like what you see, subscribe, hit that bell to be notified when these videos are posted. And of course, you can always follow us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest. Thanks for coming by. See you next time. Happy eating.